Come to your backs in a comfy position. Whatever that looks like for you. Notice your breath. In all 4 parts of your breath cycle. Breath in, the space at the top. Your breath out, and pause at the bottom. And as you're ready to bring in movement, reach your arms overhead, extend your feet forward. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. Exhale, soften. And again, inhale, stretch, get longer. And exhale, soften. This time, inhale, stretch and lengthen. Your exhale, walk your hands and your feet off to the right. Just enough to feel that stretch in your left side. Your shoulders soften. Releasing your jaw, take an open mouth breath in. Open mouth. Sigh out. And on your inhale, walk your way back through center. Your exhale, walk off the other way. Let your shoulders melt. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And on your inhale, make your way back through center. And exhale, bend your knees, ground the soles of your feet about mat width. And slowly windshield wiper your knees side to side. The next time that your knees come to the right, pause there. Reach your arms to the back left corner of your mat. Gently press through the inside edge of your left foot, pressing your knee forward. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then on your inhale, make your way back through center. And exhale, switch your sides. Gently press through the inside edge of your right foot, pressing your knee forward. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And inhale, make your way back through center. Your exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. Rock left and right, circle your knees, your feet. And coming back to center. Let's release your hands, extend your feet to the ceiling, bring your hands behind your legs. Gently draw your straight legs toward you. Big breath in. Hug your legs in a little bit closer. Breathe out. And then reach your hands up for your feet. Your shins or ankles. Exhale, happy baby. Bend your knees to the outsides of your rib cage. Maybe scrunch your face to the ceiling here a few times. Find softness and contrast through all little muscles of your face. And then release your feet. Hug your knees back into your chest. Lower your left leg to the ground. Wrap your strap around your right foot. Extend your right foot forward as opposed to up. Actively push your foot into your strap. Engage your quad so that foot is extended all the way forward. And it's not possible for your right leg to get any straighter. And then keep that strength. Keep it actively pushing your foot into your strap and begin to draw your leg up. And as soon as your right knee begins to bend or you feel any change, stop there and use that as your top height. So you keep that full extension through your right knee and that engagement in your quad. Notice what's happening with your shoulders. Let your shoulders soften. Couple more breaths here. Continue to actively push your foot into your strap. Then taking your strap in your left hand, cross your right leg over your left side. Oh, sorry, I'm ringing, honey. Breathe right into that space between your right rib cage and hip. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then keep your leg crossed over, but if your hip is lifted, bring your right hip back to the ground. Gently pull your strap to the left, resist, pull your right leg back to center. So you're breathing right into your outer right hip. And notice as you pull that right leg, what's happening in your left shoulder. Let your left shoulder soften. And then back at center. Again, push your foot into your strap, engage your quad. Gently draw your straight leg towards you. Let both shoulders soften. Then keep this strength, bend your right knee straight and toward your chest. So narrower than it would be in a happy baby. Continue to actively push your foot into your strap and really intentionally engage your quad and glute. Then as you keep that engagement in your right side, engage your left grounded leg. Pull your low belly toward your spine so your lower core is engaged entirely. And then as you keep that engagement in the grounded parts of your lower body, continue to actively push your foot up into your strap. Squeeze your right quad and glute. Shoulders soft. One more breath in. Exhale, push your right leg all the way straight. Strap in your right hand, open your right leg to the right. Only so far as your left hip stays on the ground. Continue to actively push your right foot to your strap, engaging your quad. And then gently holding your strap to the right, shoulders soft. Resist, pull your right leg back to center. Breathe right into your right inner thigh. And then when you get back to center, Take a half happy baby, bend your right knee to the outside of your rib cage, so wider than you just had it the last time you bent your knee. Let your shoulder blades soften, and then inhale, push your right foot up into your strap, so just your outer right hip is working. And exhale, let everything soften. You got a couple more times following your breath, so everything stays soft the whole time except for your outer hip. Inhale, push up. And exhale, soften. And then after your next exhale, let's release your strap. Hug both knees into your chest, circle your knees a few times. Bring your knees to a 90-degree angle over your hips. Roll all the way to your left. Stack your right hip and knee on top of your left. Keep your hips stacked. Peel open through your right side. Breathing right into your mid-upper back. Big breath in. Long breath out. And slowly come back to center, but feet ground to the edges of your mat. Again, let your knees fall to the left. Gently press down through the inside edge of your right foot, pressing your knee forward. So you're breathing back into the top of your right hip flexor. Breathe in. And then exhale, soften, come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. And then lower your right leg to the ground, wrap your strap around your left foot. Actually, extend your left leg forward. Actively push your foot into your strap, squeeze your quad. Shoulders soft. And then keeping that full extension through your left knee, slowly bring your leg toward you. Noticing when bend gets batted back into your knee and then back off, lower your leg again. So you keep that full extension through your left leg. Shoulders soft. Keep actively squeezing your left quad. And then taking your strap in your right hand, cross your left leg over your right side. A few more full breaths here. Then if your hip is lightly lifted, bring your hip back to the ground. Keep your leg crossed over. Gently pull your strap to the right. Resist, pull your left leg back to center. So you're breathing right into the outside of your left hip. Shoulders soft the whole time. And then back at center, push your foot into your strap, engage your quad, gently draw your straight leg toward you. Keep that engagement in your quad. Keep pushing your foot into your strap. Bend your left knee straight in toward your chest. Shoulders soft. Actively push your left foot up. Actively squeeze your left quad and glute. And then keep this strength of your lifted leg. Engage your right grounded leg. Engage your anterior core, so draw your low belly toward your spine, so your whole lower half is engaged. And then as you keep that engagement on your right grounded side and your low belly, continue to actively push your foot up. Your left foot up. Engage your left glute. Shoulders soft. One more breath in here. And exhale, push your left leg all the way straight. Strap in your left hand. Open your left leg to the left only so far as your right hip stays on the ground. And then strap in your left hand. Gently pull your strap to the left. Resist. Pull your left leg back to center. So you're breathing right into your left inner thigh. Shoulders and neck and jaw are all soft. And then when you come back to center, take a half happy baby. Bend your left knee to the outside of your rib cage, so wider than it was a moment ago. Let your shoulder blades soften, let everything soften. And then using your outer left hip, inhale, push your foot up into your strap. And exhale, soften. Then a couple more times following your breath. Shoulders are soft the whole time. And then after your next exhale, release your strap by your side. Hug both knees into your chest. Bring your knees to a 90-degree angle, roughly over your hips. Roll all the way to your right. Stack your left hip and knee on top of your right. And then keeping your hips stacked, peel open through your left side. Breathe right into your mid-upper back. Few more full breaths here. And begin to come back through center, but feet to the edges of your mat. Let your knees fall to the right. Gently push through the inside edge of your left foot, pressing your knee forward, breathing right back into the front of your left hip flexor. And then come all the way back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. And adding in a little core work here. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Head stays light in your hands. Bring your knees to roughly that 90-degree angle over your hips. On your inhale, extend your legs out. Bring them toward the ground. Low back stays grounded the whole time, so your interior core is working. Exhale, contract. Bring your elbows and your knees toward each other. Inhale, lengthen out. Squeeze your legs the whole time. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lengthen out. Ground your low spine. Squeeze your legs. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, contract. You're going to do 5 more with an add-on breath. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, contract. Stay breathing. Exhale, contract everything tighter. Inhale, lengthen out. Ground your low spine. Engage your legs. Exhale, contract. Stay breathing. Exhale, contract tighter. Head still light in your hands. Inhale, lengthen out. Squeeze your legs. Exhale, contract. Stay breathing. Contract tighter. Breathe out. 2 more here. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, contract. Stay breathing. Contract tighter. Breathe out. 1 more here. Inhale, lengthen out. Pull your low spine down. Exhale, contract. Stay breathing. Exhale, contract tighter. hold, or let your shoulders soften. Keep your knees lifted. Knees come back to that roughly 90-degree angle. This time working into your side body, so in your obliques, so working in a little bit of a twist here. You're gonna take a slow bicycle. So inhale, doesn't matter which side, but opposite arm and leg. So right leg out, right elbow to your left knee. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, switch it out. Inhale. Exhale. Both legs stay strong. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to switch sides in a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Let your shoulders soften. And then we're going to switch sides with our breath. So opposite side from whatever you were just on, starting with. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale, twist it right away. Exhale. Inhale, working into your obliques. Exhale, both legs strong the whole time. Inhale, twist. Exhale, twist the other way. Head light in your hands. Inhale. Exhale, twist the other way. Couple more here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Do one more here. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Come back to center. Let's release your hands. Lower your feet to the ground about hip width. Toes point forward. Bring your fingers to graze your heels. Press your feet and your arms down. Lift your hips, bridge pose. Engage your glutes. Then without moving your feet, pull your heels in toward your arms. So you're engaging your hamstrings. Push down firmly through your shoulder blades, so minimal pressure in your neck, adding more strength to your base. One more breath in. And exhale. Lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. We're going to come back to a bridge, adding in a little bit of hamstring strengthening work and leg strengthening. So come back into your bridge. We're going to reach opposite hand for opposite foot. So left hand reaches for your right toes and down. Push through that right foot. Right hand reaches left toes or toward them. Exhale down. Push really firmly into what's still grounded. Reach for your toes. Exhale down. Both legs strong. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Let's do one more at each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale down, bridge pose. Adjust your feet so you're in your strongest variation of bridge. Engage your glutes. Pull your heels back toward your arms. Push through your shoulder blades. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. This time rock forward and backward along your spine. Let's make your way up to your seat. In your seat, taking an owl pose, a twist. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the right. Halves of your shoulders soften. Breathe in. Keep this twist on your exhale. Bring your chin over your left shoulder, adding in that cervical spine twist. Another breath in. Exhale and wind everything back to center. The other way, inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Tops of your shoulders soften. Sit up a little bit taller, pull your low belly in, breathe in. Keep this twist, but exhale, bring your chin over your right shoulder, adding in that cervical spine stretch. Another breath in. And exhale, back to center. Come forward into your tabletop. Take a few cat-cow breaths here. Inhale, belly to the ground, gaze up. Exhale, round your spine. Add in any lateral movement that feels nourishing to your spine, your hips, your neck. Just warming up into your whole body. Couple more breaths here. Then coming back to a neutral spine. Ground your palms, press up through your mid-upper back so you get that shoulder contraction as you would have in your cat pose. Step your feet back, plank. Squeeze your quads, engage your glutes. Keep actively pressing up through your mid-upper back and then squeeze your triceps really intentionally. So you're squeezing your upper arms. Take breath in. Long breath out. Keep engaging your legs. Breathe in on your exhale. Bend your elbows, maybe ½ inch. Right away, notice if your elbows begin to flare out. Bring your elbows back in toward you so they're at the same angle they were at the top of your plank. Engage your legs. Without moving your hands, pull your hands toward each other. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes. Breathe in. Press back up, straight arms, full plank pose. Press up through your mid-upper back, squeeze your legs, engage your glutes. Slowly lower to the ground. Soften your feet. Press your feet down, engage your legs, engage your glutes, draw your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, peel your chest up, cobra pose. So your hands are light. There's basically no pressure in your hands. Press your legs down even more firmly. Pull your low belly in tighter, lift your chest up higher, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathe in. And exhale, lower down. Take one more cobra here, widening your base. Walk your fingers out and back a few inches. Fingers still light, just changing the positioning of your shoulder blades. Press your legs down into your mat. Low belly in, squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, peel your chest back up, cobra. Engage everything tighter so you lift your chest up a little bit higher. Keep pulling your low belly to your spine. So you're using that to minimize how much arch can come from your low back. Support your lumbar spine. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down. Bend your knees, side back, child's pose. And then in your child's pose, hands shoulder width. Walk your palms forward and then lift your palms so just the pads of your fingers are grounded. Press down through the pads of your fingers and let your head and your neck soften. So you're breathing right into that space between your shoulder blades. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then soften your palms back to the ground. Come forward onto your hands, breathe in. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe out. And then from your down dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. And exhale, heels toward the ground. And again, inhale up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands, low lunge. Make sure that right knee is roughly above your right ankle, maybe sliding your right foot forward a hair or your left foot back. Bend into your right knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten your right leg, relatively speaking. Engage your right quad, press through your right heel. So again, you're using that focus on your quad strength to help lengthen your hamstring. Same thing we did with our strap on our back. Shoulders soft. Big breath in. Nudge your left hip forward to square your hips. Push through your right foot. Breathe out that front right foot. And then flow this a couple of times. Inhale, bend into your right knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten. Hold here, breathe in, shoulders soft. Exhale, engage your right quad and glute, push through your right foot. One more time here. Inhale, bend into your right knee. Exhale, straighten. Nudge your left hip forward, stay breathing. Shoulders soft. Exhale, contract your right quad, push through your right heel. And then keep this same strength through your right leg, that same pushing down through your right foot. Gaze in front of your right toes. Little bend into your right knee to tip you forward, standing split, which is probably more like a standing T-shape. Once you're standing on that right foot, maybe bend in and out of that right knee a couple of times. And then straighten your leg out and find that full extension. So engage your right quad. You're squeezing around your knee so your knee isn't locked out, but it's fully extended with strength around it. And then keeping that strength, use your outer right hip to steer your left hip bone down. Your left leg will inevitably lower, and that's fine. And then with your left toes pointed toward the ground, so your hips are square, engage your left glute, lift your left leg up a little bit higher from your glute strength, so left toes still point toward the ground. Right foot still pushing into your mat. And then let your upper body soften, your fingers, your shoulders, let your head hang heavily. And as your torso melts closer to your right leg, breathe right into your right standing hamstring. Left quad is engaged. Left glute is engaged as you lift that leg up higher. Shoulders hang heavily. You got this, breathe in. On your exhale, tuck your left foot behind your right. So forward fold with your feet crossed. Right foot somewhere in front of your left. You want your feet entirely grounded. You can always slide your right foot forward a little bit to make that happen, or to help that happen. Nudge your left hip forward, your right hip back to square your hip. Keep your heels on the ground. Inhale, shift your weight to the balls of your feet. And then squeeze your inner thighs together. Let your torso soften. Let your shoulders and your fingers soften. Big breath in. Breathe out. Right foot stays where it is. Extend your left leg up and back. We're going to do the same thing we did coming into this. Bend in and out of your right knee a couple of times. And then as you straighten your right leg out, push through your right foot, actively squeeze your right quad. Use your outer right hip, steer your left hip bone down until your left toes are pointed toward the ground. Shoulders and fingers soft. Breathe in. And then exhale, this time take a squat. Bend into your right knee, bring your left knee toward your right calf. Begin to shift weight back to your right heel, lighten your fingers. And then pull your low belly toward your spine. Actively squeeze your right standing quad and glute. Breathe in. Keep that engagement. On your exhale, hug your left inner thigh toward your right inner thigh. Fingers soft. Stay, breathe in. Squeeze your right standing quad and glute. Hug your left inner thigh and a little bit closer to your right inner thigh. Lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Ground your left palm, extend your right arm to the ceiling. Take a twist, breathe in. Horizon lunges your breath out. Drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground. So both sets of toes point entirely to the right. Press your hips to the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Big breath in. And exhale, unwind, quarter turn to the left. Wide-legged forward fold. Spend 5 or 6 full breaths here. Take any movement or stillness that feels good to you. Wherever you're at, actively push your feet into the ground and engage your quads. So you're still using that strength in your quads to help lengthen your hamstrings. Couple more full breaths. Then coming back to center, hands underneath your shoulders, roughly. Press your feet into the ground, engage your quads. Right hand stays grounded. Bring your left hand to your left hip, and then without moving your hips, twist to the left. So this twist is coming from your mid-upper back. Pull your low belly toward your spine to help keep your low back strong. Press your feet into the ground, engage your quads. Tops of your shoulders soften. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind to the top of your space. Low lunge. To ground your palms, shift your weight to your left foot, extend your right leg up and back, 3-leg down dog. Breathe in. On your exhale, bend in scorpion, bend your right knee, stack your right hip on top of your left. Engage your right glute to lift your hip up, draw some circles with your right knee, massaging your hip. And then in whichever direction you're circling, switch your directions. On your next exhale, come to meet right knee in toward your nose. Press up through your mid-upper back. Exhale, hug your right knee up tighter into your chest, and then use your right hamstring, hug your right heel up tighter in toward your glute. Squeeze your triceps. Press through the pads of your fingers. Step your right foot back, plank pose. And then on your exhale, bring your forearms to the ground, forearm plank. Level your hips and your shoulders, stay on your toes, or bring your knees to the ground anytime. Notice if your fingers are gripping more than is helpful. Breathe. You're here for 5. You got this. Squeeze your legs. Actively squeeze your glutes. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down. Soften your feet, open your fingers. Draw your arms back so you're pulling your forearms into the ground. Lift your chest, Sphinx pose. Again, pull your low belly to your spine to support your back. Press down through your feet. Breathe in. Exhale. Lower down. It's time. Reach your arms back behind you. Connect your fingers, or connect your hands. Interlace your fingers, hook your thumbs. You can hold on to a strap. Any connection. Strengthening your right hamstring. Bend your right knee. Bring your heel to the outside of your glute. Press your left leg down into the ground so your left grounded leg stays strong the whole time. Pull your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your chest. On your exhale, use your hamstring. Hug your right heel toward your glute. Maybe that right quad begins to lift. And then as you focus on engaging that right leg, notice what's happening with that left grounded leg. Engage that whole left grounded leg. Pull your low belly and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your triceps. Hug your right heel in closer. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down, release your hands, bend your knees, side back, child's pose. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And separate your hand and shoulder width. Come forward onto your palms. Breathe in. Curl your toes under your downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale, press up high onto your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Again, inhale up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your left leg high. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge. Again, adjust by either moving your left foot forward or your right leg back to make sure that your left knee isn't jutting out in front of your left toes. Bend into your left knee, dip your hips, breathe in. On your exhale, relatively straighten your left leg. Engage your left quad, push through your left heel, and then soften your fingers and your shoulders. Nudge your right hip forward to square your hips to the front of your mat. Engage your left quad, breathe in. Push through your left foot, breathe out. And then flow this a couple of times. Inhale, bend into your left knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten. Pause here. Breathe in. Squeeze your left quad, press through your left heel, breathe out, shoulders soft. One more here. Inhale, bend into your left knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten. Nudge your right hip forward, engage your left quad, push through your left heel. Keep the strength in your left leg, little bend in your left knee, gaze in front of your left toes, float your right leg. And then as you did on the other side, maybe bend in and out of your left knee a couple of times. And then next time it straightens, push your foot into your mat. Squeeze your left quad, so full extension through your left knee. Keeping that strength, use your outer left hip to steer your right hip bone down, so your right toes point toward the ground. Then keeping your right toes pointed toward the ground, engage your right glute, lift your right leg up a little bit higher. Keep all of that strength in your lower half, let your upper body soften. So by letting your torso melt a little bit closer to your left leg, you're deepening that left hamstring stretch. Keep actively squeezing your left grounded quad to support your hamstring. Engage your right glute, lift your leg up higher. Squeeze your left grounded quad, breathe in. And exhale, tuck your right foot behind your left. So forward fold, feet crossed, left foot somewhere in front of your right. Adjust your feet. And then nudge your right hip forward, your left hip back to square your hips. Keep your heels on the ground. Inhale, shift your weight to the balls of your feet. Exhale, squeeze your legs, melt your torso. Shoulders soft, big breath in. Breathe out. Left foot stays right where it is. Extend your right leg up and back. Coming out the same way we came into this. Bend in and out of your left knee a couple of times. And then straighten it out all the way. Squeeze your left quad. Use your outer left hip to steer your right hip bone down. Right toes point to the ground, breathe in. Exhale, one time squat, bend into your left knee, bring your right knee toward your left calf. Shift weight to your left heel to begin to lighten your fingers. Use that lightening of your fingers to help soften your shoulders. And then keep the bend in your left knee, but actively push through that grounded left foot. Actively squeeze your left quad and glute. So analogous to what we were doing on our back with this strap when your knee was bent straight in toward you. As you actively engage that standing left leg, squeeze your right inner thigh toward your left inner thigh. Pull your low belly toward your spine so your whole lower half is engaged, fingers soft. Breathe, big breath in. Actively squeeze both legs. Squeeze your left quad and glute, pull your right inner thigh toward your left inner thigh, actively push through your left foot, fingers soft. Inhale, lengthen through both legs. And exhale, step back, low lunge. Ground your right hand, extend your left arm up, take a twist. And then exhale, horizon lunge. Drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground so both sets of toes point to the left. Breathe in. And exhale, unwind, quarter turn to the right. Wide-legged forward fold. Spend another 5 or 6 full breaths here. Taking whatever stillness or movement feels best to your body in this moment. Couple more full breaths. And then releasing your hands beneath your shoulders. Left palm stays grounded. Push your feet down, squeeze your quads, bring your right hand to your right hip. Twist to the right, twisting only so far as your hips stay square. So your twist is coming from your mid-upper back. Squeeze your quads. Breathe in. And exhale, unwind to the top of your space. Low lunge. Round your palm, shift your weight to your back right foot, 3-leg down dog, left leg up and back, breathe in. Exhale, bend in scorpion, bend your left knee, stack your left hip on top of your right. Engage your left glute to lift your leg up, draw some circles with your left knee to massage your hip. And then switch your direction of your circling. So you're circling both ways. Push through your hands the whole time. And then on your next exhale, bring your left knee in toward your nose. Press up through your mid-upper back. Hug your left knee up tighter using your hip flexion. Hug your left heel up tighter using your hamstring strength. Push through the pads of your fingers, actively squeeze your triceps. Hug your left knee and your heel up tighter. And then plank pose, breathe in. This time right away, slowly lower to the ground. Right away, connect your hands back behind you. Bend your left knee, bring your heel to the outside of your glute. Right leg strong, press your right foot into the ground. Low belly in to support your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, use your hamstring, hug your heel in. Maybe that left quad begins to lift just a tiny bit. Really engage that right straight leg. Push your right foot into the ground, squeeze your triceps. Hug your left heel in tighter. Pull your low belly toward your spine, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep hugging your left heel and breathe in. And exhale, lower down. Release your hands, bend your knees, slide back, child's pose. Big breath in. Open mouth, let it go. As you're ready, come back to meet downward facing dog and bring your block toward the top of your space. We're gonna use it in a second. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. And exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands, low lunge. Let's bring your left heel to the ground so your toes are out at about a 45-degree angle. Come on up, warrior one. Nudge your left hip forward to square your hips. Bend deeper into your right knee, push through both feet. Big breath in. Exhale, connect your hands behind you. Shine your chest open, breathe in. On your exhale, humbly bow, nudge your left hip forward. Keep bending into your right knee. Hinge forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and then gently tuck your chin to your chest to stretch into the back of your neck. Keeping the bend in your right knee, actively push through your right foot, squeeze your right quad and glute. Breathe, big breath in. Got this, breathe out. And then gaze in front of your right toes. Keep your hands bound. Slowly float your left leg. And then push through your right foot to straighten your right leg. So you're coming up to that airplane pose with your hands bound. Keep pushing your right foot into the ground. Right leg stays straight. Slowly begin to hinge, toppling tree. So that's just a play on standing split. Release your hands anytime. Squeeze both quads. Squeeze both glutes. Breathe in. Come to meet forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. We're going to play with slightly different means of hamstring engagement. Take your block. Place your block by your hip crease, so between your front and the tops of your legs. Bring your elbows to hold the block in place, forward fold. And then sit your hips back as though you were sitting into a chair. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other, squeeze your glutes. Elbows push into the block. Right leg stays where it is. Push your right foot into the ground. Come on up with your left knee. Use your hands to adjust the block so that your leg, the top of your left thigh is holding that block in toward you. Bring your arms by your sides, shoulders soft. Reach for the ground or fists, but so you're actively reaching through your arms, squeeze your triceps. Push through your standing right foot. And then you're using your left lifted hamstring. Inhale, lengthen your left leg out. Exhale, bend it back. You're hugging, using your hip flexion to hug your left knee up, so you're using that to hold your block in place, arms strong. Inhale, lengthen your leg out. Notice if you're leaning back as that happens. Stand straight up to keep holding the block in place. Exhale, bend. One more here, arms strong. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bend. Bring your elbows back in front of the block. Slowly sit back, chair pose. And then forward fold. Big breath in. Shoulders soft. Breathe out. Do that one more time. Elbows in front of the block to help hold the block in place. Palms can be together. Begin to sit your hips back into a chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Your right foot is staying on the ground. Pick your left knee up to help hold that block in place. Come on up to standing. Use your hands to adjust so that your left thigh is holding that block in place. Arms by your sides, hands long. Push through your standing foot. We need it a little bit faster this time. Inhale, extend your left leg out straight, both quads engaged. Exhale, bend. Two more. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bend. One more, arms strong. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bend. Elbows to hold the block. Come back into your chair. And forward fold. Release your block. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. And then inhale, extend your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge, left foot's in front. Bring your right back heel to the ground, toes out at about a 45-degree angle. Bend into your front knee, come on up, no block just yet. Warrior one. Nudge your right hip forward to square your hips. Breathe in. Exhale, connect your hands behind you. So this back right leg is straight, left knee bent. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, humbly bow. As you come forward, nudge your right hip forward. And then gently draw your connected hands away from you. Tuck your chin to your chest to stretch into the back of your neck. Bend a touch deeper into your left knee. Actively push down even more firmly through your left foot. Big breath in. Breathe out. And then lift, keep your bind. Lift the top of your head forward. Slowly flow to your right leg. And then push into your left foot to straighten that standing leg. So you're lifting up into an airplane pose with an arm bind. Of course, release your hands anytime you want them for balance. Keep this straightness in your left leg. Begin to hinge forward into standing split or that toppling tree, which I think is really aptly named. Both legs strong. Breathe in. Exhale, come to meet, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Okay, other side. Take your block between your legs and your foot. This time, standing on our left leg. Bring your elbows to the front of the block to hold that block there. Sit your hips back. Chair pose, squeeze your inner thighs together. Left foot pushes into the ground. Use that hip flexion to pull your right knee into your chest, hold the block in place, come on up. And then use your hands, adjust. Arms by your sides. Push through your left standing leg. Use your hip flexion, hug your right knee in tighter. Inhale, lengthen your right leg out. Exhale, bend. So you're using both hamstrings here. Inhale, right leg out. Exhale, bend, hug your knee up. Arms engaged. Inhale, right leg out. Exhale, bend. Elbows in front of the block. Sit back. Chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other, breathe in. And then exhale, forward fold. Big breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Then one more time this side, elbows, hold your block in place. Sit your hips back, chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Left foot pushes into the ground, so your right leg is lifted. Lift your right knee up. Adjust your block as you need to. Arms by your sides. A little bit quicker this time. Inhale, right leg out. Exhale, bend, arms strong. 2 more, you got this. Inhale, right leg out. Exhale, bend, triceps engaged. Inhale, leg out. Exhale, bend. Elbows hold your block in place. Sit back, chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Squeeze your glutes, breathe in. And exhale, forward fold. Release your block, release your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. This time bend your knees, squat down. Come to your back. We're gonna do one more thing with a block here. Using our hamstrings. So come to your back, but place your block between your feet, but by your feet. And between your feet horizontally. So it's the longer way is between your feet. Adjust your body so that your block is between your feet with your legs outstretched, your legs long. Bring your arms up overhead. Bring your heels on top of your block. So you're gonna work hip extension, knee flexion here, which your hamstrings run behind both hips and knees. So this is gonna work your hamstrings mostly. Push your heels into the block. Inhale, lift your hips, arms come forward, squeeze your glutes. And exhale, hips back to the ground, arms up overhead. And then feet off the block, block between your feet. Squeeze in, Inhale, reach up. Take the block between your hands. Exhale, open up. Ground your low spine so you're using the front of your core. Inhale, reach up, block between your feet. Exhale, open up. Adjust your block so your heels are on it. Engage your hamstrings, engage your glutes, press your heels into the block. Inhale, lift your hips, arms down. And exhale, hips back down, arms up overhead. Feet off the block, squeeze your feet into the block. Inhale, lift up. Block between your hands, legs still squeeze. Exhale, open up, arms up overhead. Feet long, ground your low spine. Inhale, lift back up. Place the block back between your feet. Exhale, open up. We're gonna do one more of these. Block to the ground. Heels on your block. Press your heels into the ground, engage your glutes. Inhale, lift your hips, arms by your sides. Exhale, hips back to the ground, arms up overhead. Take your feet off the block, block between your feet. Squeeze your legs, squeeze into the block. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze your legs together, block between your hands. Open up. Inhale, lift up. Block between your feet. Exhale, slowly lower to the ground. And then keep the block between your feet. Use it to bring your block back toward you. Feet ground, hip width. Place your block between your thighs or between your knees, somewhere where you can hold on to it easily or relatively easily. Toes point forward. We're going to do a bridge, but with the block. Bring your fingers to graze your heels. Press your feet and your arms down. Lift your hips. Pull your hamstrings. Pull your heels toward your arms to engage your hamstrings. Squeeze into the block. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your low belly to your spine. Press down more firmly through your shoulder blades. Squeeze the block tighter. One more breath in. Exhale. Slowly lower down. Just release your block. Feet to the edges of your mat. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then come back to center. Let's cross your right leg over your right ankle over your left thigh. Reverse pigeon. Draw your legs in only as far as it feels as though you're gently pulling your legs toward you. So you're easing into this right hip stretch. Shoulders soft. Big breath in. Long breath out. Stay on this same side, but release your hands. Slide your right leg further to the left. Reach your hands for opposite legs. Gently draw your legs toward you. You can adjust the angle of your feet to continue pointing roughly toward the ground or to point more toward the sides of the room. Shoulders soft. Another breath in. Exhale, release, unwind your legs, knees to a 90 roughly degree angle. Roll all the way to your left, stack your hips. Keep your hips stacked, peel open through your right side. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then slowly come back to center, other side. So left ankle over your right quad, reverse pigeon. Again, pulling your legs in only so far as your hips remain relatively soft, so you're not really straining Shoulders are soft. Few more full breaths here. Notice your jaw, let your jaw soften. And then stay on this side, but release your hands. Slide your left leg further to the right. Reach your hands for opposite legs. Gently draw your legs toward you. And as on the other side, you can play with the angle of your feet and shins. Another breath in. Exhale, release your hands, unwind your legs, bring your knees back to that 90-degree angle. Roll all the way to your right. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Hips stay stacked, peel open through your left side. Couple more full breaths here. And then work your way back to center. So let your feet come together, your knees fall out. Do that butterfly shape. Bring your arms wherever your shoulders are softer. On your inhale, push the bottoms of your feet into each other, engage your glutes. Exhale, soften. Again, inhale, push your feet together, engage your glutes, shoulders stay soft. Exhale, let everything soften. One more time here. Inhale, push your feet, engage your glutes. And then on your exhale, soften into your Shavasana. Whatever final shape of class feels most restful to you. Notice if you're holding on in your ankles or your hips, your shoulders. And back to noticing your breath. Thank you for being here to share your practice and yourself and letting me share that with you. Namaste.